Would you all like to sit down, please? Good evening. I would like to welcome all new and returning members to the annual council meeting. I would like to welcome all members to the chamber, and for those who are here for the first time, I draw your attention to the helpful guidance provided at the top of the order paper. Can I ask members when speaking to speak directly into the microphone? This will enable members and members of the public to hear. Can I remind members and members of the public to place their microphones to silence and to stand where possible when speaking? I meant to say mobile phones to silence, but I got that wrong, sorry. Can I remind those members who wish to speak this evening to keep their hands up until acknowledged by the Chief Executive? To remind members the meeting is being live streamed and we welcome the members of the public in the gallery. Members of the gallery watching and listening to the council meeting tonight. I would like to remind all members of the council's adopted code of conduct for councillors which agreed to and expected to adhere to. This chamber notes that the notice has been given that one councillor has resigned in each of the Greys, Town and Riverside wards. The by-election will be called when requested by 2 electors of each ward. Whilst we are formally not in pre-election period yet, and the council is a political body, the monitoring officer advises to avoid specific reference to any future elections or prospective candidate in the meeting this evening. Reverend Clive Russell has kindly agreed to say prayers as Reverend Kate Carter is unable to join us tonight. May I invite Reverend Russell to lead us in prayer, please?
Good evening all. I'm going to pray for this session, for the sessions to come, and conclude with the Lord's Prayer. Let's pray. Almighty God, look down on us as we begin a new season in the life of Thurrock. Give your grace that those present may deal wisely with business matters and respectfully with one another. Guide the decisions of all our elected representatives to serve our community in the months to come. Guide us especially in the elections and decisions to be made tonight. May the new leader of the council draw on all the skills of each person, and our new mayor and deputy mayor represent the best of our borough across Thurrock and beyond. Amen. If you wish to join in the Lord's Prayer, please do. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come. Your will be done, on earth as in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who sin against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For the kingdom, the power, and the glory are yours, now and forever. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 1, apologies for absence. Please note apologies received on page 1 of the order paper. Are there any other apologies for absence?
I've got apologies from Councillor Shakespeare and Councillor Prince.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, Michael.
You're here. Thank you. Item 2, minutes. I move that the minutes of the meeting of the 27th of February 2026 set out in the agenda on pages 9 to 30 be approved as a correct record. Is that seconded? Councillor Watson, thank you. Is there any member in disagreement of the accuracy of the minutes? No? Right. Item 3, to elect the mayor for the municipal year 2026-27. May I just take a moment to say a few words as outgoing mayor? I'd just like to say a few words. As my term as Mayor of Thurrock comes to an end tonight, I just wanted to say a few words of thanks. It has been a real honour and a privilege to serve our borough over the past year. I have met so many remarkable people, volunteers, community groups, local businesses, charities, council staff and residents who work tirelessly to make Thurrock a caring and supportive community. I would especially like to thank everyone who supported my chosen charity, MCA Trust, who raised money for children with cancer and children who are recovering from cancer. I have raised around over £19,000 for my charity. I'd just like to wish the new mayor good luck in the next year. Thank you. May I have nominations for the election of the mayor for the next municipal year? Councillor Rigby.
I nominate...
Sorry.
Thank you. Can I nominate Councillor William Cook, please?
Thank you. May I have a seconder? Nominations. Any further nominations for mayor? No? Thank you. All those in favour? Sorry. I will now move... Are all members in agreement that Councillor Cook be appointed mayor for 2026-27? I will now move to the vote. Yeah. I declare Councillor Cook duly elected as Mayor of Thurrock in 2026-27 municipal year. Would Councillor Cook please come forward and sign the book of acceptance? Sorry, I'm a bit nervous tonight. I'm not normally nervous, but yeah, there we go.
This is a very short speech. I'd just like to say thank you for the members for bestowing me with the honour of Mayor of Thurrock for this year. And I'd just like to have a special thanks to my SBET family that's taken me on this incredible journey. My chosen charity for this year will be Diabetes UK. I will announce my consult and chaplain at a later date. I would now like to start the presentations this evening. Could I ask Councillor Shinnick to come forward and receive her past mayor's badge, please? Unfortunately, the Mayor's Consort, Gary Watson, is unable to attend this evening to receive his Consort's badge. Arrangements will be made to invite Mr. Watson to the parlour at a later date for presentation of his badge. Would any member like to speak regarding the past Mayor? Councillor Abbas.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Councillor Shinnick, thank you for your commitment and time you have given to this role. Public service is never easy, but you have done good as a mayor. On many occasions, we have our differences, but I'm not someone who holds grudges. I acknowledge your time and commitment, and thank you for attending my events, including Remembrance Service, which I organize. I wish you the very best and look forward to working with you as a fellow councillor.
Councillor Green.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Tonight we mark not only the beginning of a new civic year, but also the closing of one that has been led with dignity, compassion and unwavering commitment to the people of Thurrock. First, may I offer my warmest congratulations to the new Mayor, Ms. Councillor Cook. You are stepping into a role of enormous honour and responsibility, and indeed you have big shoes to fill following the outstanding year of Councillor Sue Shinnick. Throughout Councillor Shinnick's mayoral year, she served this borough with grace, humility and honour. Councillor Shinnick made every resident feel valued, every organisation feel recognised, and every person she encountered feel that they mattered to Thurrock's first citizen. Councillor Shinnick has celebrated the remarkable achievements of people across our borough, shining a light on those who so often work quietly behind the scenes to make Thurrock a better place for us all. And alongside that, she has raised vital support and awareness for an incredibly important cause, the MCA Trust. That commitment, that compassion, and that sense of service has made us all immensely proud. So, on behalf of the people of Thurrock, thank you. Thank you for your dedication, your warmth, and your outstanding service to our borough. You've done us all proud. Thank you.
Councillor Kelly.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Sue, I would like to congratulate you as well on a fantastic 12 months as Mayor. This is obviously your second term, as your first term was very difficult during the COVID years. Many civic events were cancelled. You didn't get the real experience with not being able to visit. So it was absolutely brilliant that you got that second opportunity. And I think you can be very, very proud of the performance you've put in over the last 12 months. Really looking forward to continue working with you. And outside that, I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Councillor Benson.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank former Lady Mayor for her service last year. she made me welcome in the chamber when I was a new councillor last year, and she's welcomed me again this year, and I'm sure she'll extend her warmth to all of you as well. Thank you very much.
Is there any other members who'd like to make a comment? Item 4 is to elect the Deputy Mayor for the municipal year 2026 to 2027. May I have a nomination for the election of Deputy Mayor for the next municipal year?
I'd like to nominate Councillor James Points.
May I have a seconder?
Seconded.
Are there any further nominations? Are all members in agreement that Councillor Point be appointed as Deputy Mayor for the 2026-27 municipal year? Would Councillor Points please come forward to sign the Book of Acceptance? I will ask the Deputy Mayor to announce who the consort shall be.
I will decide that at a later date. Thank you.
Deputy Mayor, do you wish to say a few words?
I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for placing their faith in me. It's the honour of my life to be not only become a councillor, but also to be placed as Deputy Mayor. Thank you. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Okay, item 5 is to elect the leader of the council for a 4-year term of office. I propose that the election of leader, that standing orders are waived to allow the elected leader to speak up to 4 minutes on their administration and priorities for the council. Is that agreed? May I have a nomination for the election of the leader of the council? Councillor Anderson.
Councillor Richard Bingley.
May I have a seconder? Are there any further nominations? Are all members in agreement that Councillor R. Bingley be appointed as leader of the council? I am pleased to invite Councillor R. Bingley to make a speech as leader.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you to Council for bestowing upon me the honour of leading Thurrock Borough Council. This is a reset. What we have all experienced in the last few years in Thurrock is not just a financial crisis, it's a crisis of identity, pride, and stewardship. We've not been elected to manage decline. Our residents are not data on spreadsheets. They're not cash cows for public bodies and public money. We are citizens, all of us, who expect public service, and all of us respect public duty when it's conducted properly. We're not a wealthy borough here in Thurrock, but Thurrock has something that many other wealthy places do not have. We have a deep historic identity. We have a wonderful strategic geography. And we have communities, villages, towns that remember what civic pride is and what we stand for. So our task is not just to balance the books, it's to restore the belief in Thurrock and the civic pride of Thurrock, and to emphasise that Thurrock matters. We need to make Thurrock the proudest estuary borough in Britain. Not the richest, not the trendiest, and we're not going to be the next Southwest Essex borough that gets swallowed up. We always have been, we will be, a network of towns, villages, hamlets, farmsteads, fortresses, medieval churches along the River Thames estuary. And we will celebrate this tomorrow by raising the Thurrock crest of arms. This includes the phrase, translated from Latin, along the Thames to all peoples of the world. Civic pride changes behaviour of people. People chuck less litter. Businesses invest more. Volunteers emerge. Antisocial behaviour stops. Residents begin to defend their communities and local heritage. Yeah, we might be a near bankrupt council from a few years ago, and we can't outspend rich authorities, but we can outlead them, and that's what we've been elected to do. So we can't regenerate money necessarily. We can't regenerate Thurrock immediately, but we can make all of our residents and our borough feel cared for again. And that's what we're here to do. People can tolerate economic hardship, and some of our economic hardship is not as bad as what's going on across the world. But what they cannot handle is neglect, visible neglect, and the blocking of change. And that means clean streets, it means flowers being planted, it means fly tipping being removed, it means abandoned vehicles being removed. On a higher level, we do need to rebuild our estuary identity. Most of Thurrock now feels like fragmented segments, possibly being sort of drawn into urban sprawl. It feels a little bit chaotic, unplanned. So we need this unifying civic vision. We need to be a gateway between London and Essex. We need to maintain that historical maritime landscape, the stuff of forts, docks. We had famous writers come from here. We need to celebrate that and network it all together. And, for example, Tilbury Fort, Coalhouse Fort, the Barter Estate, the magazines over at Purfleet, the hidden village of Mucking, right? No one knows much about Mucking, right? But that's where the archaeological excavations took place in the 60s, 70s. All of this needs bringing together. We've got a distinctive identity here that we can build, and that won't take money to do that. So in terms of what does the next year look like, in terms of the plan, it's to restore civic confidence. It's to make sure that Thurrock looks cared for. It's to declare a borough-wide civic recovery mission. And it's to have a visible campaign, all of us working together, whatever our politics. The priorities, pretty simple really: grass cutting, litter blitzes, graffiti removal, dog walking areas cleared, grass cut, footpaths cleared. And when you come into Thurrock, those gateways coming into Thurrock, those roads, every entrance in Thurrock should look proud and well maintained. People are coming in here, they need to have a sense of belonging, not that we're just a transit point for London or Essex. So during this year, we will reclaim heritage, not just for cultural reasons, because it's for economic regeneration issues too. We can call it the Thames Estuary Heritage Corridor, if we want to. We need to demand more from industry. Residents, for all of my life here, I was born and brought up here, have always felt that we've caved into industry, that industry has taken everything from us, that we don't get enough back from hosting industry and from welcoming industry in and development in. We need to go back to these businesses and these investors and actually specifically ask them for landscaping, tree planting, cultural sponsorship, to maintain our historic buildings, to support Thurrock's history and other cultural facilities. We can't have things closed down or concreted over without these industries putting a lot back into the local kitty, and that it needs to stop. We need to feel that we benefit from development and industry in Thurrock. What I would ask for officers and for councillors is for us to stop now thinking that we're in administration of decline here in Thurrock. Every councillor and council officer should ask, whenever they make a decision, does this make Thurrock feel more cared for? Does this strengthen our identity? And does this build civic pride? And does this improve the quality of life? Because if we can answer yes to all of those, we're not just becoming richer in our lives, but we're putting more money in the Thurrock pocket. We're getting more money into council tax and business rates, etc. So I think today is a reset. This is perhaps our greatest opportunity, and ironically, near bankruptcy can almost create clarity and a new sense of purpose. By economic circumstance, we are actually forced to focus on the basics. Local stewardship, safety, law and order, community stability, local culture, civic pride, business support, and actually helping entrepreneurs. Many councils across the country, not just this one, lost these ideas and lost their localism years ago. They focused on saving the world, but they ignored their home. If we lead well, Thurrock could become a national example of how civic pride and cultural identity can regenerate a place, even during the worst financial hardship. This is a powerful political and local historical mission to make Thurrock the proudest and best run estuary borough in Britain. Whatever your politics, I look forward to working hard alongside all of you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Item 6, Declaration of Interests. Does any member need to declare any interest in an item on the agenda of tonight's meeting? The monitoring officer advises that councillors do not need to declare being nominated to a position or committee that attracts a special responsibility allowance. Item 7, announcements on behalf of the Mayor and the Leader of the Council. I would like us all to take a moment and remember Thurrock's Fallen of World War II on page 5 of the agenda. In April 1946, Robert D. Lester, and May of 1946, Robert W. Potter. I will now invite the Leader to make any further announcements.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I won't diminish that important notice by making any further announcements. Thank you.
Item 8, committee structure and allocation of committee seats and appointments. The nominations to committees can be found on pages 3 to 14 in the booklet tabled in front of you. The nominations for chairs and vice chairs of committees can be found on pages 15 to 16 in this tabled booklet. I will ask the leader to move this report and proceed to the voting. If any other member wishes to comment on the nominations before we proceed, I will give them the opportunity to do so. Would the leader please introduce and move the report? This report can be found on pages 31 to 42 of the agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I'm happy to move the report, and I should draw to members' attention a supplementary piece of paper on their desks that indicate our cabinet portfolio holders for the next annual council year. I will make the point of saying that most are from the outside real world. I don't want to be rude to anybody, but there's 250 years of real world work experience in that cabinet list. And I'll let them embarrass themselves over the next few months by explaining where they come from and what they hope to achieve in their roles. Thank you.
Would any member like to speak on this report before we proceed to the voting? Each member will get 4 minutes to speak. Councillor Green.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate those members who were successful this evening. I hope you enjoy your new roles, and to those who were not successful, offer my commiserations. We are being asked tonight to agree the committee structure for 2026 to 2027. However, I do have some concerns about parts of the proposal before us, and I hope my comments are taken in the helpful and constructive spirit in which they are intended. First, the Standards Committee. I believe it is a mistake that every seat on the Standards Committee is being retained by the new administration, rather than allocating at least one seat to the 4 opposition. Standards matter. This committee is responsible for considering complaints against councillors, and it should be seen to operate fairly, independently and above party politics. Mr. Mayor, I appreciate the administration has a significant majority, but having the committee entirely controlled by one political group creates an obvious perception problem. Whatever the intention, it risks undermining public confidence in the process. The Standards Committee should not be structured in a way that appears partisan or unbalanced. I sincerely hope this can be reconsidered. Second, the proposed scrutiny chair arrangements. The administration is proposing that all 4 scrutiny chairs are appointed to members of its own group, with no scrutiny chair positions being allocated to the 4 opposition. Mr. Mayor will be objecting to that proposal because scrutiny is important, and it should, as far as possible, remain independent of both the executive and the ruling group. As the best value inspection made clear, and I quote, the executive should not try to exercise control over the work of the scrutiny committee, including through political patronage. Yet under these proposals, the scrutiny chairs will continue to hold the power to decide what is and is not. Included on scrutiny work programmes, this is quite literally marking your own homework, and I would urge the administration to think again. Thank you.
Councillor Abbas.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Leader, for your report. I just want to make some nominations and amendments. So, Corporate ONS, myself as a member, sub as a Councillor Palleen. Place ONS, myself as a member, Councillor Palleen as a sub. Corporate Parenting, Councillor Palleen as a member, myself as a sub. Licensing, myself as a member, sub as a Councillor Palleen. Just for clarity, we have no nominations for planning. And external voting bodies, honours and awards, myself and Councillor Palleen, and local plan working group, myself. Thank you.
Would any other member wish to speak? There is only one contested nomination, which we will resolve before moving on to the recommendations in full. This is on the Corporate Overview and Scrutiny Committee, where there is one contested seat between Councillor Green for Labour and Councillor Abbas for the Conservatives. I will ask for a show of hands. Those in favour of Councillor Green? Those in favour of Councillor Abbas? I declare Councillor Abbas nominated to the seat. I will now move recommendations 2.1 to 2.6 as set out in the report and on the order paper. Are members in agreement with these recommendations? Councillor Green, would you like a vote with a show of hands? The report is now agreed. Item 9, Schedule of Meetings 2026 to 2027. The report can be found on pages 43 to 60 of the agenda. Would the leader please introduce and move the report?
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Very briefly, I'm happy just to recommend the report. Thank you.
Councillor Abbas, do you wish to speak on this report? You will get 4 minutes to speak.
Thank you, Leader, and thank you, Mr. Mayor. Sorry, we wouldn't be voting in favour of this. The reason for this, schedule of meeting for 2026-27, this appears to be a continuation of failed policy of the last Labour administration to have fewer meetings and less accountability and transparency to the public, literally in defiance of the findings of BVI, which we find unacceptable. I don't blame the new leadership for this. They have presented with this paper whilst probably being told that this is the way it has always been done, or that it is a decision that cannot be changed. That's not true. In the last municipal year, we had only 4 regular full council meetings, including budget, after annual council. Under these proposals, we are meant to have 6, including budget council, but we all know that the scheduled April meeting will be cancelled should elections for the new shadow authority go ahead 2 weeks later. There was a time in Thurrock when it was expected we had 7 full council meetings in the municipal year after annual council, and now it seems we have a few of those. This was a policy conducted by Labour to avoid accountability and transparency, not just to fellow councillors, but to Thurrock residents, and this is not acceptable. We need to agree a schedule of meetings for the next year, and I sincerely hope the administration will agree with me by deferring this matter with an amendment to the next full council meeting so that public can see decisions made in the open and transparent manners, not behind the closed doors. And if I may, with the Mayor's permission, add up something on trainings. We have seen a lot of training sessions, but some of those trainings, very important trainings, those are offered in April 2027, in January 2027. So I think those are important meetings. So the members need to know what is going on in those meetings. We are paying those speakers, so we need to know those are the best. We can benefit from all those. So I hope you will also look in the schedule of trainings as well. Thank you much.
Councillor Green.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just one comment. I hope, has Mr. Councillor Abbas got an amendment to this paper to outline what he's just said? Thank you.
Would any member like to speak on this report? Each member will get 4 minutes to speak. Would the leader like to sum up? You have 2 minutes to speak.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Thanks, Councillor Abbas, for your contribution. I do think it's a bit rich talking about scrutiny and committee interrogations and democracy and the rest of it when your political party almost bankrupted Thurrock because you shut down a lot of scrutiny functions and audit functions the preceding 10 years. So we won't be taking lectures from your party or yourself about policy examination, about transparency and the rest of it. I do want to put on record that the previous administration, and indeed some of your administration, obviously were in cabinet and in full council. These are videoed. All of the meetings and the planning meetings are held with officers. They are fully transparent. No matter whether our politics are different, we are public officers and we're publicly elected officials that are absolutely held to account by public meetings. There's people in the public gallery that can see what we're doing, they can see hear what we're saying. So I don't think your comments are helpful when we're meant to be at a very nice annual general meeting. This is a ceremonial meeting, but you've used your platform, I think, to corrode public trust at the very time when we're all trying to reset this and not prove points. So I think that's a disappointing contribution, if I may be so bold to say.
I will now move to the recommendation that the calendar of meetings for 2026 and 27 be approved. Do members approve the recommendation? Item 10, appointments of outside bodies, statutory and other panels. I would like to inform members that the nominations of group leaders to outside bodies, statutory and other panels have been received. The nominations to these can be found on pages 17 to 23 in the booklet tabled in front of you. I propose to ask the leader to move this report and proceed to the voting. If any other councillor wishes to comment on the nominations before we proceed, I will give them the opportunity to do so. Would the leader please introduce and move the report? This report can be found on pages 61 to 66 of the agenda.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Just very briefly, I think one of the strong aspects of Thurrock governance is that we have the very close partnerships with a number of outside bodies we have had over decades. Sometimes it feels a bit unwieldy, and councillors now have so many meetings. They're held so accountable that sometimes we cannot service all of these committees in the professional and committed way that we want. We've put through our recommendations, and ultimately, we would ask people that if they sit on outside bodies to hear from the people that use those services. You know, if you're going on to a trust or if you're going on to a school governors, please, tap into their expertise and we can draw that knowledge back to the council, because ultimately this is about making a community stronger in governance. It's not just about us sort of farming out some members occasionally to sit on boards. If you're going to sit on boards, it needs to be active listening, active participation. And I'm very pleased to recommend some of the members on who we've put forward who already are engaged with some of these organisations. So it's not a coincidence that we've put their names forward. It's not been a rushed exercise. It's actually a matter of pride for us on our side that a number of our members, through their outside interests and through their professional interests, are already engaged in these wonderful organisations. Thank you.
Does any other member wish to speak? There are a number of vacant positions on outside bodies which are set out in the order paper. Are there any further nominations to these vacancies? Are members in agreement with the uncontested nominations to outside bodies, statutory and other panels as detailed in the tabled booklet? I will now move to the recommendation that the nominations to outside bodies, statutory and other panels be approved. Do members approve the recommendation? That concludes the business of the meeting this evening, and I now declare the meeting closed at 7:48 p.m. I would like to invite members and guests to join me for refreshments in the committee rooms 1 and 2.